the G33, a group of developing countries including India, wants the WTO to allow them to stockpile food for food security reasons. And for that purpose, they submitted a proposal with 80 other member countries, and they want to keep a safeguard against sudden price drops or import surges. The G33, which includes 47 countries, they argue that this is crucial for their development. So hello everyone, welcome to the 𝐵-+ Academy of Civil Services, a premier organization for preparation of civil services exam. In today's News in Focus video session, we'll discuss about the public stock holding for food security issue and also about the G33. Relevance for exam is related to GS paper 3rd, international organization, implication on India, issues of buffer stock and food security, and also for prelims. Right, so let's jump to the context. So recently, the G33 group of developing countries, which includes India also, they called for a lasting solution or a permanent solution for food stock holding program. They want them to maintain stock holding programs for food security purposes at the WTO's 30th Ministerial Conference, and it is based on the joint proposal of 80 members, including those from the African group, right? So the Ministerial Conference is the highest decision-making body of World Trade Organization, right? So this G33 country is a coalition of developing nations within the World Trade Organization. It has issued a statement ahead of 13th Ministerial Conference and expressing their stance on the agricultural trade negotiations, right? So this group has also, stressed on the developing country members' right to SSM, that is Special Safeguard Mechanism. We'll discuss about the Special Safeguard Mechanism in detail in a couple of minutes later, right? And we will also talk about the G33 in a little more detail. But for now, just understand that this G33 grouping includes many countries like India, China, Indonesia, a total of 47 nations, right? They generally advocate for the flexibility in the market opening for agriculture. They want to focus on special products that are crucial for development, especially rural development. They want to ensure food security, livelihood security for the farmers. They want to support for low income or resource poor producers in their countries. So this grouping is mainly of developing or least developed countries, right? So let's first understand about the meaning of public stock holding. This relates to the government programs that involves buying, storing or distribution of the food staples, right? To the main purpose of the public stock holding is to make sure the food is affordable, food is available, and food is accessible, especially during the times of scarcity. So the whole mechanism of public stock holding is broadly classified into the three categories. One is procurement, second is storage, third is distribution. Procurement relates to the buying of food from farmer at guaranteed price. In case of India, we know that is MSP, minimum support price. So it supports their livelihood. Second is storage, maintaining storages in warehouse to address shortages and price fluctuations. तो ये काम इंडिया में जैसे फूड कॉर्पोरेशन ऑफ इंडिया takes care of this. And third is distribution, selling or distributing food to vulnerable population, right? जैसे इंडिया एज ए सिस्टम ऑफ पब्लिक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन सिस्टम, PDS, टारगेटेड PDS है, जहाँ पर वल्नरेबल सेक्शन को बहुत ही अफोर्डेबल कॉस्ट में अब अवेलेबल कराया जाता है राशन, स्पेशली फूड ग्रेन्स, राइट? सो बेनिफिट मीन्स वन इज वेरी सिंपल, food security. So once you have the food stock, so it provides a buffer against the food shortage, price spikes, or so thus overall it reduces the vulnerability of the population. Also it helps to manage the market volatility, so it helps in ensuring that prices are predictable for consumers and producers. So the second function is price stabilization. Third is farmer support. Guaranteed minimum prices and the incentivizes production would help farmer to raise their income, right? Particularly for staple crops. In Indian case, it's like rice and wheat, right? It also help in rural development because the investment in storage facility and distribution infrastructure in such areas can boost the economy of rural, right? But there are, apart from the benefit, there are also challenges. The public stock holding can distort the trade. How it can distort the trade? If not managed carefully, it can create unfair competition in international market. Second is it's very costly to implement. It requires very significant financial resources. For example, if you have to provide subsidy or if you have to procure the grains on minimum support price, you have to have some financial resources for procurement. Also, the financial resources are needed for storage and distribution too. So it is very costly. It also have a risk of corruption and efficiency. In case of India, leakage of grains, leakage of food material to the commercial market. And also it requires the transparent and accountable governance, which may not be possible, the ideal governance, which may not be possible in every case, right? So there is a risk of corruption and efficiency, right? So there is a case of misuse of resources in public stock holdings. So overall, the developing countries advocating for the flexibility in WTO rules to ensure that their availability to implement effective food security program is not impacted, and they can implement such food security programs in a better manner, right? So let's understand about the statement and the concerns of the G33 countries. First thing is very clear. The G33 statement expresses the disappointment with the lack of progress in agricultural trade negotiations, and it also expresses its displeasure about the failure to fulfill the mandates from the previous conferences, right? It highlights the continued gap between the need of the developing countries एंड द पेस ऑफ रिफॉर्म्स, यानी रिफॉर्म्स में और नीड में दोनों के बीच में गैप एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, वो फुलफिल नहीं हो पा रहा है, वो कंप्लीट नहीं हो पा रहा है, राइट? एंड दे रीआइटरेट द डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज द राइट टू SSM, यानी कि डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज हैव द राइट टू स्पेशल सेफगार्ड मैकेनिज्म, वाई? टू प्रोटेक्ट अगेंस्ट द इम्पोर्ट सर्च और द प्राइस ड्रॉप्स, राइट? तो ये क्या है, ठीक है? क्योंकि द G33 कंट्रीज also advocated for a decision on SSM to be made by the 14th WTO Ministerial Conference. उन्होंने कहा है कि 14th से पहले आप इस पर कोई डिसीजन लीजिए. तो SSM क्या करता है? SSM protects from the volatility. So it's a kind of insurance mechanism against the damaging price drops or import surges, and this is often caused by the subsidy in the developed countries, right? जैसे इंडिया में MSP है, वही डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज हैं जैसे अमेरिका है, वो अपने फार्मर को बहुत हैवीली सब्सिडाइज करता है कई जगह पे, ठीक है? इससे क्या है कि ओवरऑल प्रोडक्ट की जो प्राइस है, प्रोड्यूस की जो प्राइस है, वो ड्रॉप हो जाती है क्योंकि उनकी इनपुट कॉस्ट कम आती है, इंपोर्ट बढ़ जाते हैं कि मतलब दूसरी कंट्री में, क्योंकि बाकी जो डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज है वो एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे. तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, जैसे मेरी कंट्री में कोई आएगा तो यहाँ पे कम प्राइसेस में आएंगे, सामान आएगा, प्रोड्यूस आएगा, और इंपोर्ट बहुत ज़्यादा होगा, राइट? सो SSM, दिस स्पेशल सेफगार्ड मैकेनिज्म, इज अ काइंड ऑफ टूल जो दोहा राउंड ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर में डिस्कस किया गया था. सो इट्स अ काइंड ऑफ टूल दैट अलाउज द डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज टू रेज टैरिफ. जो टैरिफ है उसको टेम्पररीली रेज कर सकते हैं टू डील विद सच इम्पोर्ट सर्च और प्राइस फॉल, राइट? इससे क्या होगा? It protects the farmers of the local country or the rural economies from the sudden shocks that would undermine investment and destabilize the local markets, right? So now we are clear about the SSM. Let's understand some more issues, concerns. So these countries also expressed that they are ready to consider the submission by the African group. यानी अफ्रीकन ग्रुप को भी वो एक मानने के लिए तैयार है कि यस, अफ्रीकन ग्रुप की भी जो डिमांड है SSM की, दे आर ऑल्सो टू बी इंक्लूडेड, ठीक है। एंड ऑल्सो दे अंडरस्कोर द इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ प्रिजर्विंग द SDT स्पेशल एंड डिफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट, यानी उनको डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज हैं उनको स्पेशल और डिफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट दिया जाना चाहिए WTO में, ठीक है। और दे ऑल्सो एम्फेसाइज दैट नॉन ट्रेड कंसर्न्स हैं वो भी दे मस्ट ऑल्सो बी टेकन इन टू द अकाउंट इन सच एग्रीकल्चरल ट्रेड नेगोशिएशंस, ठीक है। ये स्पेशल एंड डिफरेंशियल ट्रीटमेंट क्या है, नॉन ट्रेड कंसर्न्स क्या है, ठीक है, इनको हम डिटेल में थोड़ा जान लेते हैं। पहले लेट्स टॉक अबाउट द नॉन ट्रेड कंसर्न्स। तो ये इसमें क्या है कि दे स्ट्रेसेस द नीड टू प्रायोरिटाइज द नॉन ट्रेड कंसर्न नेगोशिएशन, जो हमने बात की थी। इट इंक्लूड द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट। फॉर एग्जांपल जो ट्रेड लिबरलाइजेशन हो रहा है इन WTO या सो दिस शुड नॉट इम्पैक्ट फूड सिक्योरिटी, फार्मर लाइवलीहुड और एनवायरमेंटल प्रोटेक्शन, ठीक है। इट ऑल्सो कवर द इथिकल कंसर्न्स, और नॉन ट्रेड कंसर्न्स हैं जो इथिकल कंसर्न्स हैं वो भी इसमें आते हैं। दैट मीन्स these concern prioritize the human well-being and the societal impact over purely economic gains, यानी सिर्फ इकोनॉमिक गेन्स की हम बात नहीं करेंगे, we'll also talk about the human well-being and the impact on the society, right? Second is spatial and differential treatment. So it talks about the level playing field, so it acknowledges the differences in the development level, economic capacity, infrastructure needs, like, and it also talks about the tailored policies, yani which allows the developing countries to adopt policies that promote industrialization, promote vulnerable sectors and address the specific domestic challenges, ठीक है, यहाँ तक क्लियर है। So developing countries are also concerned about one thing, because जो फूड एंड एग्रीकल्चर ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है उसने प्रोजेक्ट किया था कि that almost 600 million people will be chronically undernourished in 2030 and hunger will increase significantly in African countries. So ये भी उनका एक कंसर्न था। तो एक परमानेंट सॉल्यूशन की नीड क्या है? It legitimizes the higher subsidies for stock holding program, और जो legitimacy है that will be built into the WTO agreement on agriculture through a permanent solution। तो एक legitimacy आएगी हायर सब्सिडीज को लेके। देखो अर्लियर क्या है, अभी क्या है, एज ऑफ नाउ MSP आर सब्जेक्ट टू ए कैप ऑफ 10% ऑफ द वैल्यू ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, राइट। बट देयर मे बी केसेस दैट पब्लिक स्टॉक होल्डिंग की सब्सिडीज हैं वो 10% की लिमिट को ब्रीच कर देती हैं। बट इन सच केसेस देयर इज अ पीस क्लॉज, जो कि बाली मिनिस्टेरियल कॉन्फ्रेंस जो 2013 में हुई थी उसमें एग्री किया गया था। और तो जो पीस क्लॉज प्रोवाइड्स इंडिया एंड मैनी other developing countries and immunity against the legal action from member, and in case breach होती है जो 10% की कैप है, तो according to this peace clause such countries have an immunity against the legal action from the other member, right? But इस peace clause में क्या है कि it is limited to programs existing in 2013 and it is riddled with many other conditions, right? So there is need for permanent solution. So let's quickly understand about the G33. Here is the map. So the area highlighted in the green is G33 countries. So it is also known as the Friends of Special Products in Agriculture. It is a coalition of developing and least developed countries. Okay, so in the name it is appeared that G33, but there are currently 47 members nations and some of the main countries. So you must remember one thing, India is a part of G33. Pakistan, China also part of G33, and there are various other countries like Turkey, Tanzania, Kenya, South Korea, sorry. So these are the countries who are part of the G33. It is a forum of developing countries formed during the Cancun Ministerial Conference of the WTO, and the aim was clear, to protect the interest of the developing countries in the agricultural trade negotiation. And this group was mainly influenced by India, and it raises concerns regarding agriculture in relation to WTO negotiation, as we have just talked about. So it was created in order to help group countries which were all facing the similar problems. And this group has also proposed special rule for developing countries at WTO negotiations. Special rules like allowing them to continue to restrict access to their agriculture market, यानी कि कोई मार्केट में उनके में एक्सेस कर पाएगा कि नहीं, एग्रीकल्चर मार्केट में उसको रेस्ट्रिक्ट कर सकते हैं नहीं, इस तरह के रूल्स की एडवोकेसी में ये ग्रुप्स काफ़ी आगे है, राइट. सो बिफोर मूविंग अहेड, let's look at this map. The highlighted area in green is the G33 countries. Before moving ahead moving to the prelims previous year questions, this is one initiative of the 𝐵 Plus Academy �NISHCHAY All India Test Series program. So this is your journey to success, your answer to your prelim confusions. So this is that kind of test series which is created by the subject matter expert. So it will have 49 tests, that is 4900 high quality questions, and there would be 10 recorded discussion classes, so you can analyze your weak or strong areas better. And the one more interesting thing is, if you are not satisfied with the quality, with the content, your money will be returned. So money back if you are not satisfied. You can register on you can visit the link given in the description, or you can scan the QR code which is appeared on this screen. So you can register for this �NISHCHAY test series, which is very useful for the aspirants who are appearing for UPSC civil services examination in 2024. So the prelims is in May 2024, and for that this All India test series �NISHCHAY would help you in clearing that. So let's move to the previous year question which was appeared in 2023. So if you look at the statements, the G22 groups was originally established as a platform for the फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर एंड सेंट्रल बैंक गवर्नर. अच्छा, इस तरह के मैंने क्वेश्चन इसलिए इसको ऐड किया है क्योंकि इन तरह की ग्रुपिंग्स पे जो न्यूज़ में होती हैं क्वेश्चन पूछ ले जाते हैं. तो 2023 में G20 पे पूछा था क्योंकि वो बहुत न्यूज़ में था, राइट. तो इसका आंसर क्या है? यू नीड टू कमेंट इन द वीडियो सेक्शन में, जो कमेंट का सेक्शन है वहाँ पे आप अपना आंसर टाइप कीजिए, ठीक है. वी विल सी टू इट एंड रिस्पॉन्ड इफ इट इज़ करेक्ट और नॉट, राइट. So please attempt this question, and remember such kind of question are generally asked in the UPSC examinations. So thank you very much. Thank you for attending today's News in Focus session. And for more videos, information and content, please stay tuned, and please keep visiting the 𝐵 Plus Academy for Civil Services YouTube channel. Until that, thank you for watching and signing off.